Hi, welcome to Two Non-Doctors. I'm Liz Mealy.
I'm Maria Shahada.
How's it going?
Fine. How are you?
Good. I find
What?
it funny that I've been paying attention to just the news more so that I know on the 4th of July you had your UK election out of nowhere. Just
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a last minute thing. Not as last minute as like the French one, but
yeah.
yeah,
I kind of like the idea of a last minute election. Like we've been preparing for this election for 4 years.
way too long. It's way too long. It's way too long campaigning. I don't know, like, what all do you need to say? Like,
Oh,
I was watching a clip of Jon Stewart and he was just like, everybody's like,
incredible.
there's no time to change the like Democratic candidate. And it's like,
It's like we
he's
have
like,
four
there's so
months.
much time. So much can happen in 4 months.
But it's so interesting because the reason our polling is off is because it's so far in advance. So they'll be like, this thing happened. Oh, well, now he's leading. And then 2 weeks later, this thing happened. Oh, now he's leading. Well, you never know because when it's close, and you're like, so stop doing the polling. But it feels like Christmas where it just gets earlier and earlier and earlier. And now it's like a Halloween Christmas decoration mash because people need Christmas to be bigger and longer than it already is for something that is stupid. It's all stupid. Everything's stupid. If you want to know what mood I'm in,
I love it. I mean, I don't know why you're not a Daily Show correspondent. I
I'm
think
so good. I'm
when
so good.
you
This is
start
stupid. Let's just
articulate and you state your case and then you give a metaphor, always good. People love
yeah,
metaphors,
yeah.
easy to follow. And then you descend into madness. It's stupid. It's just fucking it's stupid. It's
It's
stupid.
stupid. What are we doing? And as I have a cut off shirt, I'm like, it's stupid. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys?
It's just dumb. Stupid.
Peeps. When Peeps and Cadbury eggs come out, that's a holiday. All right. But we don't need other. I break it down to like when candy comes
Yeah.
out.
We don't need Kit Kats fucking up
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Reese's shaped tree. It's like, what
Yeah,
are we talking about?
you're ruining Halloween, you're ruining Easter. It's about candy. It's not about religion.
Yeah.
Oh, I was a person. I did person stuff.
For
The holidays.
oh, I
I
see.
mean, yeah, because I'm off the road for the next couple of weeks, and then I always go upstate to my friend's farm for 4th of July, and then I went and visited my parents. So I did a lot of normal human interactions,
Sounds like
I
it could be
think.
like a fun bluegrass song, like upstate to my friend's farm on the fourth. Went
Oh
upstate
yeah.
to my
I
friend's farm on the fourth.
I'm gonna write a country song. I saw a horse, I caught a chicken.
You're missing the alliteration, but yeah, fine.
Yeah, no, well, I've never been good at any of this. Evan and my little sister Emily came with me upstate. Clearly neither have been, and there's chickens everywhere. And Evan was like, "I'll give you $100 if you catch a chicken." And I got the entire farm to try to help me catch a kid. Like I was like, "I'll split it with you." The next day it went up to 200. I was like, I mean, I should have done it where like Evan got distracted because of course Navin, my friend that owns the farm, caught the chicken and he was like, I saw that. I was like, but I was gonna split the profits. Um, but so I
Wait,
eventually held,
he
huh?
paid the guy who owned the farm and the chickens the $100.
No, 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 no. So Evan told me in front of my friends if because I always try to catch a chicken and they're scary.
I was trying to catch a
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, I've been doing because my friend
Favorite
Ashley had a
pastime,
farm when I
chicken.
was in high school. Yeah, this I don't know what to tell you. This is upstate farm living is catching chickens. It's all Rocky Balboa. We're just trying to get into shape. Um, but I couldn't catch a chicken, and then everybody on the farm was trying to catch a chicken, and then I was like Ashley's brother. I was like, hey, if you catch it, I'll split the profits with you. Like I was just like I just spent like 3 days trying
Not
to.
really in the spirit of the chicken catching bet
Oh,
and
of course,
asking
no,
other
I was
people. It's
cheap.
so American of you. It's like, oh, I'm just going to bring in
Insider chicken
outside.
catching.
Yeah.
I'm getting the guy that owns the farm to help me. I
How do you want
mean,
to make
yeah,
50
no,
bucks?
it didn't work out. Nobody got money. I
Yeah.
mean, Naven caught me a chicken and we got to like hold it and feel
Yeah.
victorious, but But yeah,
End of
that's
this sitcom episode, which it is, would be you
yes.
all splitting a bucket of KFC.
And you're like, I did it. I'm a provider. But they so they don't eat the chickens. They take the eggs and he sells the eggs at work. They just have
Do you know what color
egg.
the egg yolks are?
I don't know the color of the egg yolks, but some of the eggs are like a light blue,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
pretty.
weird. So it's like a light blue egg, some brown eggs.
I love blue eggs. I mean,
Yeah,
I think they're
they're so
pretty.
fun. But is the I mean the yolk is supposed to be like a bright color, right? Like a bright yellow or a bright orange.
Well, they are here in the UK, and I remember looking up for the podcast once if that made a difference because it was like pale yellow in the States, and it doesn't. It's not like really any indication of health or anything like that.
Oh, I
Because I
thought it
thought like
was.
maybe the chickens here were raised more organically or something, but nah.
I mean, they're definitely free range. They were everywhere and doing whatever the hell they wanted. I
That
mean,
range
I've
was
never
wide. I couldn't catch them.
Yeah, no, they and they have there's a sheepdog named Bentley that protects them and like from coyotes and whatever. And it's I don't know how he does it because he's the nicest dog I've ever seen in my life. But I brushed a dog, I brushed a sheepdog, I tried to catch a chicken, I went for a swim. I'm like, this is what people do. I'm doing it.
It's such a Sex in the City episode. It's just like we're going out to the farm for this
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. And then in the middle of it, my this is the
You're
best part.
stepping in mud and heels, and you're like, "Oh, it's not mud." Ah.
I know, no, these chickens, what's coming out of their butt? It's not an egg. It's not. It's not an egg. Um, in the middle of it, Em was like, "Can we go get water?" And I was like, "Oh, they have water." And she's like, "I hate their water here." And I was like, "Oh." She's like, "I'm not drinking water because I hate this water." And I was
Why?
like,
What's wrong with
"Okay."
the water?
She just didn't like the taste of it, and so she stopped drinking water, and she was like
That's so
drinking too much seltzer. Yeah,
I-
she was drinking too much seltzer, and it was like giving her
Seltzer makes me sick
heartburn.
after a little bit.
Huh?
Seltzer makes me sick after a little bit. Like when I went out with friends, I had like 3 glasses of just like soda water, and I was like, after the third glass, I was like, my stomach hurts.
Yeah, no, because it's all that carbonation. It's all those bubbles. Like
Yeah,
you often bloat on if even if you had like three,
but it was like
you know.
nausea. It wasn't bloating. Like, because I mean, you can have like 3 glasses of Diet Coke. Maybe I haven't had 3 glasses of Diet Coke, but I don't feel like I feel the same when I drink soda. But it was just like the soda water that made me nauseous.
Yeah, I can't overdo it. But she started getting heartburn and she didn't feel well. And she was like, "Hey, I haven't drank water in 3 days, like just regular water, because I hate it here." She's like, and like everything is super far. So I was like, "Yeah, let's go do a half-hour drive to get a bottle of water. Let's do this."
I would have been down for that. That's fun.
Yeah, no, it was great. And I mean, I was happy to do it, but it was just very funny to be like that was our city moment where we are like, isn't it fun? We need to get water. What is this? What is this? What is it? Is this what? Especially because like I don't know what I mean, our fans could tell us, but you'd fill up a glass and it was cloudy and then it would slowly become clear. I don't know if that's hard water. I know there's like hard
It's just
water and soft water and
there's some air in the pipes or the water. I looked this up once because that would happen. Um, it would just be like cloudy for a little bit, like a Guinness, it would clear up.
yes, and then you watch it, it just like clears up and you're like, hey
But
man, that's not the color of water.
yeah, it's nothing dangerous, but it's just something to do with the pipes.
But I think I don't know. I can't remember London. I can't remember what it tasted like, but like the water here is really good. So I do notice like when I'm in other states being like, and it's not even other states, just upstate. But like and I try not to drink bottled water. Like I try, you know what I mean? It's not good to be drinking out of plastic. Like I try, but like you do get to a point where you're like, no, if this is the alternative. mm. But you should come sometime. I mean, I don't It's so they have horses, they have goats, they have chickens, they have dogs, they have cats. They usually have baby animals. This is the first year they didn't have any baby animals, but like for 3 days, it's perfect. I don't know how they live that life. I don't know how they do
Yeah, I
that.
don't even think I could do 3 days. I don't think I want to. But
Okay.
but there's a swimming pool, right?
Hmm.
That makes it better.
Yeah. And friendship.
Yeah,
There's
well, the
friendship.
friendship. Yeah,
It's just not me alone in a pool with chickens. There's friendship.
okay.
Friendship. Friendship. Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
not.
generally like being in the middle of nowhere. I have to be in the middle of nowhere for one of Johnny's friends' weddings this month
Oh, that's a good point.
and it's camping. And I was
Mm.
like, I don't I don't want to because I don't like camping and I don't like being in the middle of nowhere. And he thinks I should just be uncomfortable for the day. You know, it's just like because it means something to him. And so I've agreed to it. But like, so when I was talking to a friend of mine was in town with his fiance, and he agrees I should just suck it up. And his fiance was like, "There's no reason to be uncomfortable for any reason." Like she's like, "I'm too old for that shit."
I also because like Evan's been trying to get me camping for a year, and he wanted us to um sleep in his car because there's so many people in that house. Like we were on air mattresses and like we're all over the place. And as soon as somebody would leave, we would switch a room. We didn't have air conditioning in the first room. It's like it's all over the place because there's so many people. But he was like, we could sleep in my car. I have this car mattress and da 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 da. And I was like, I do not do well when I am scared, cold, or any kind of deep uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I cannot promise I will be the version of myself that you like and that I like in this situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I think one of the things that makes me so like taking like being super cold, like I was on a plane. I think the plane going to Texas, I was wearing a long sleeve shirt and a sweatshirt and pants, even though it's 100 degrees in New York. And I am so cold, like so cold. And the woman was like, hey, can you get anything? And I was like, I know the answer is probably no, but do you have a blanket or anything? I was like, I'm not okay. She's like, we actually turned like the heat on because it is a little bit cold. It made a slight difference, but she's like, I can get you hot water. I was like, I would love hot water. But like, I mean, I wasn't sure how I was going to talk to her. Like, I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, everything inside of me is trying to not
You're
cry.
surviving. Yeah, you're surviving.
Yes.
You're like, yeah, I don't even know how to ask you for something right now. I'm not
And
okay.
I think everybody has what that is for them, whether that's being hungry, whether that's, being cold, whether that's being whatever. And I also don't want to be shitty to people, but there's certain places where like I can't promise we're not going to get in a fight. And over what? Because
Right.
you want to be outside. Like I have money to be inside. I
Because
have
you,
the
yeah.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really like, because I was like, well, can we get a hotel? And he goes, it's not really in the spirit of what they're doing. And I'm like, so so it's like an outside, it's on a farm. Uh, it's outside all day. And then after that, I have to sleep on the ground. And I don't,
So we celebrate your love, not my love, your love, and then you kick me out with nothing to survive with. That's fine. No, it's fine. I'm so
no,
happy
I
for your
love
love.
that. I love not having structural, like there's a Maslow's hierarchy of needs and, shelter happens to be the
Is
biggest one. Whatever.
Amanda's wedding, my friend Amanda her wedding was at Ashley's farm, I think in 2019. I cannot remember. And she rented a bunch of RVs. And, again, not like in the level, it's what would be glamping, right? Like in the level of camping
Yeah.
to, and it was the perfect solution. She wanted people nearby. It was a 3-day wedding. She wanted it to be this kind of community. And she basically was like, how many RVs do we need? Anybody that's not paired with somebody, I'll pair you with somebody. I think that was like the perfect compromise of what she was hoping in the spirit of her wedding. And, um, but I don't know, like, let's just like travel with this a little bit. Let's
Okay.
say you had physical ailments, right? Whether it was a disease or a handicap that would make doing that um, even more of a task and even more unsuitable. Nobody would bat an eye if you're like, I can't do that because I have Crohn's disease, or I can't do that because I'm in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like, Nope. So it's just like I don't understand why you have to physically not be able to do something for people to be understanding of your needs. If somebody says they can't come to my wedding or somebody says, "Hey, I can do this, but I can't do this," it's like, yeah, we're just happy for you to be there and share this moment. And I think asking anybody to promise anything more than an evening is a pretty big ask. You know what I mean? And this doesn't even take into account if somebody has kids and they don't invite their kids. You know what I mean? Or like there's so many other.
Yeah. I think if we were
I
staying
don't,
in a hotel, I'd have less of dread, but we're not. And
of
I'm going to be sleeping
course.
on the ground and I'm not okay with it.
I mean, I'll be honest, like I pee a lot. I'm a peer. I feel like I've talked about it.
Right.
I That's my biggest thing. I was like, the first one is murder and bears, like, but on like that's the second thing. But the first one is like, I have to get up to pee. And he's like, you pee outside. And I was like, that is now murder bears and pee. That's murder bears pee at the same time. One was murder, one was bears, one was pee. But if I have to do it outside, it's murder bear pee. Like
Yeah.
it's all that all the
You
fears
see
at
this
once.
TP of P murder bear. Like this is
Yes, we're in a TP of pee, and and it's going everywhere because I'm just like trying to
murder.
stab things in the dark. I
Yeah,
just
I know. What if I'm on my period? Like I just don't want to deal. I don't want to deal. I don't want to shit in the woods. I don't want any of that. I need structure around me.
So are they getting married in the woods? I don't, because you said it
No,
was on a
it's a farm.
farm.
It's a farm. It's a farm. So there's a
And
lot
then
of
they just have,
land. I imagine there's a lot of land and maybe a farmhouse. And
okay.
we'd all be intense. White people. Sorry to be all
Please
Dave
tell me
Chappelle.
about I'm ready for white people. Let's do
Y'all
this.
love camping. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't know, like Johnny has a tent, but like I've never seen him deal with a tent. I don't know if he's any good at it. What if he, I'm sorry, that's like he probably can pitch a tent, but what if he can't? Then we're like knocking on other tents.
Yeah, knocking on the I love this doomsday episode that we've created. And we're like, now we're the only one without a tent, and then we don't have water, and then it rains.
I know. I'm like, after this podcast, I'm reserving a hotel room like immediately.
I think it's a big ask. As but isn't that what the whole wedding industry is these people are like completely delusional about what they're asking of other people for the spirit of.
I feel like they're just like, I don't know, we can all be together and we can camp and it'll be fun, like a sleepover. And I'm like, no, hold on. I like all those words except for the camp.
Yeah,
I want to be together. That sounds great. I want to, but like, let's be reasonable. My wedding
but
would be like,
is everybody doing it? Because
I know
you
because there's the
can't be
option
the
for the hotel. So I mean, I don't think everyone is, but maybe the close friends and family are, or like, I don't know, but Johnny thinks,
or
yeah.
or I have an idea.
Mm.
You get a hotel, but you set up your tent, you hang out, and then when people start to go to bed, you go to your hotel.
How?
I don't know where you are.
Right, me either. Is there a cab? How am I getting to this hotel? Am I
Well,
just
how are
leaving
you getting to
Johnny
the
in the
farm?
woods? Uh-huh.
How are you getting to the farm?
Don't know. This is another thing. He's not much of a planner, my guy.
My guy,
My
we
guy.
got a
He's not
plan.
much of a planner. And so he leaves everything the last minute. And then it's just kind of like, oh, fuck, we need to, I don't know. I'm gonna stop.
Okay. I think you might need to investigate, make compromises, sleep in a bed.
Hmm.
I'd be sleeping in a bed, I'll be honest.
Thank you. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. We both become very Italian. I forget. There's a couple of good camping jokes. There's
A bed.
definitely, huh?
A bed.
A
I need
bed.
4 walls and a bed. Sorry, there's a couple of what?
Oh, I forget. Uh, Isabel, is that her name? She has one that was just like, why do we need to go camping? Why don't we just release squirrels in our house and it'll be the same thing? Like, it makes me laugh so hard. Um, but yeah, you're not wrong about white people in general.
I don't get it.
It does make me laugh though, because Evan's been on like the we should go camping thing since the beginning of our relationship. And he met Nitika, who there's nobody further. I think it's
Mm.
like me, you, and Nitika's on the other side of like never
I
will
don't
I
even
ever.
say the word.
And she was like, "Oh my God, you should go glamping. What a compromise." And I am only started to understand what glamping is. So she sends me a website and I was like, "Oh, my friend Nitika said we could go glamping and that maybe that's like a start into camping." So if camping is free or like a little bit of money to stay wherever you're staying in a national forest. So let's just say free for camping, then a hotel, let's just say it's like $150. Glamping, it was like $650 a night. So it's like, wait, to not have everything you want, but some trees around is three times more. What? What?
That's crazy.
He laughed so hard. And I hadn't opened the link because I was like, what do we could glam? We could spend even more money to have less things.
There's a bear in my air mattress. They're like, oh, that's an extra 50 a night. It's like,
Oh, you didn't say you were going to be inviting the bear for a
mm,
sleepover. We're
mm.
gonna,
You really
you
need to
lost your
indicate.
security deposit, and yeah, it's going to be another $1 million. Like it's just so dumb. But it's so weird when the US has a holiday and you don't have a holiday. Like you had an election and we had a holiday. So I was going to be like, how was your holiday break? But you did.
I didn't even have a hot dog. I didn't celebrate America in any which way.
I didn't even have a hot dog.
I
This
didn't
has
have a hot
been
dog. I didn't, there was no red, white, or blue, nothing. Um, yeah, just worried this will be the last 4th of July I'll even want to celebrate.
no shit.
Do the right thing, everyone.
Yeah, you do the right thing. Um, okay. Yeah, I got nothing. I went on a
What's,
slip and slide. I ineffectively went on a slip and slide with my niece and nephews.
did you slip
I
and
did, and
slide?
I have like marks on my stomach. I slid off into the grass, and now I have baby cuts on my stomach for inefficiently slipping and sliding. It was still fun. And then we
It's
had a water
part of it.
balloon
Yeah,
fight.
you get hurt. That's part of the fun.
Dude, my brother-in-law, who has all the kids, is almost 50. You wouldn't like, I mean, he's a firefighter, so like he's in shape or whatever, but he is just slipping and sliding like he's 12. And I was like, we're all
Love
like,
it.
what? Evan was
I
like, damn,
I haven't slipped and slid for
on
years.
purpose, on
For
purpose.
years. Yeah. I mean, and just I just remember like because yeah, you would slide and then all the rocks underneath just kind of like cutting you
Borderline.
up, and you're like, this is the best thing
No,
I've ever
this isn't
done.
it. But we always do a water balloon fight, and that was like very fun because we all get very evil, and my niece and nephews are hilarious. But
Yeah.
we do this like summer birthday party where we celebrate all the summer birthdays,
Hmm.
mostly by attacking each other.
Yeah.
And then too many fireworks because they're in the South now.
How
And
did the sheepdog do with the? Oh,
so sheepdogs upstate, parents are in the
right.
South now.
Got it.
So fireworks,
Did
everybody
you
has
see
their fingers.
fireworks?
We didn't see them. They buy them now. Like this is like the weird thing about like growing up in New Jersey and now my parents are in the South. Like you can just go buy fireworks and set off fireworks. Like it's have you ever like just been driving and there's big like buy fireworks on sale and you're
Oh yeah,
like
of course.
I didn't know about that until I started traveling for comedy. But like they're in an area where you can just buy fireworks.
No, I
And my
meant but upstate. You didn't have fireworks.
no, we didn't do it. We did a bonfire.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the cool I think it wasn't 4th of July, it was New Year's Eve in my old neighborhood in Brooklyn. Somebody just bought a bunch of illegal fireworks and set them off in the middle of Ocean Parkway. And we just like walked out of our apartment and just watched people in the middle of the street. And it was so crazy because the next day, it's these big ass, you know, cardboard containers and it's like it's just littered everywhere just for like probably 3 or 4 blocks is just littered with firework canisters and containers or whatever, but for like 2 hours someone was like, I'm gonna be a hero for this neighborhood and just setting out
Yeah.
crazy fire. It was absolutely insane.
It's the
And I
heroes
was
are the
like
exact people you don't want operating fireworks. It's like
a
um
hundred percent
New Year's Eve here, I was on the canal. A friend of mine has a canal boat. And so we were there, but like fireworks were going off next at the canal boat next door. But We're very unsafe. So like fireworks be like flying by. It's like I think that one's coming at us. We should go in.
Yeah, dude, everything about that is like it is not worth it at all.
Yeah. Did you play with fireworks as a kid?
No, because we were in Jersey. I think it's illegal in New Jersey.
Yeah, we
It,
did.
what's okay, the Midwest, is it
Yeah.
legal?
I'm
That makes
thinking it's legal, or if it wasn't legal, it was easy to get illegal
yeah.
fireworks because we were so
Yeah.
close to where it was legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would just like in the street light fireworks and like run. Be like, "Ah!"
How I feel about fireworks is how I feel about guns because I'm just not from an area that had them and other people were playing with them or had them in their home. Like I just, if somebody has a gun, I'm just like, we're all gonna die. Like I just assume it goes off randomly and that we're all gonna die. So even fireworks, like my little brother last year, like was super. My mom was like, nothing that gets off the ground, right? So there's these kind of sparkler ones where it's just kind of like pew 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 and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
stays kind of contained. And my brother's like, oh yeah, totally. And then he was like, "Hey, everybody, you might want to step back." And it was like, "Da da 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 da," and you're just like, we're like, like the
He's
birds
riding
falling out.
one into the sky.
Oh my God, my dad has the funniest video from last year of my older sister screaming and just holding her babies. She's like, "My babies!" Like she's just holding her kids to her chest. But I am not too much. I didn't grow up around it. It wasn't normal to have backyard fireworks. And every time I'm like, we're gonna get arrested and we're gonna have our hands blown off. And
Yeah.
I want to keep my hands. I gesticulate
Yeah.
so much.
How dangerous it is isn't worth it, I think. I mean,
No.
okay. But hot take, everyone.
Should we get into announcements?
Yeah.
I'm on break. I'm breaking. I'm on a break. But I am taping my special in Brooklyn, September 15th, if you want to see my new hour space camp. And then when I'm off my break in August, I'll be in Montreal, Toronto. Those are both selling really fast. I'll be in Boston, that's selling really fast. And then a bunch of other cities, Pottsman, Pennsylvania. I'll be in Nashville. I'll be in Atlanta. Got a bunch of stuff coming up in August and September. It's all at lizmealy.com.
Yeah, I finally updated my website. So there's
Nice.
some shows on there. Just check it out, mariashahada.com. And you can follow us, yeah, on Instagram at Tune On Doctors. It's the number 2 full word doctors. And then at two, no, sorry, that Instagram is at Tune On DRS. And everything else is at Tune On Doctors.
4 doctors. Number 2.
Mm.
Also, thanks to our patrons. I don't know,
Thank
I'm
you,
being
patrons,
weird.
honestly. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Um, my Google is vacay related. So I talked about, I think last week I had eczema, I think from touching a necklace Evan gave me. I had eczema
Hmm.
above my eyelid and I had it on my neck. And it's like telltale, like kind of allergic to metal or nickel or whatever, where like it was, I think like 48 hours after touching it, it showed up and I had it for about a month and I thought it was gone. Like I have a little bit still on my neck, but for the most part, I thought it was gone. And then we went swimming in my friend's pool 2 days in a row. And my face was fucked. Like my face hurt and I had all these weird I had a red mark by my nose, I had a red mark over my eye, I had a red all on my neck. And it just kept making me, and so, I washed my face, I put lotion on it, everything burned. And I was like, holy shit, like, did it give me eczema? Did it like make my eczema worse? Like I'm assuming chlorine is not good. And
Hmm.
it was a lot of chlorine too, because there was like a lot of babies, and my friend's answer to babies is just like, and I was like, could we? I think I truly swam in bleach, but um, my face for 2 days was like very upset with me. But I said something to my sister. You know that old Mitch Hedberg joke where he goes, he's like, I don't like black lights because I was under the impression that the mustard stain was out.
Yeah.
And that's how it felt, as like I was under the impression my eczema was gone. And then when I got out of the pool, it's like red line, red here. And it was like just highlighting my eczema. So it was such a interesting because I was pretty sure the chlorine was messing with me. So I basically wrote, how does chlorine affect eczema? And it said chlorine can cause dryness, which can lead to eczema flare-ups for people with eczema. However, some research suggests that diluted bleach can help reduce bacteria on eczematous skin. I don't know how to say that. And the chlorine can have benefits for some people's eczema. For example, many find that swimming in chlorinated pools has a soothing effect that is similar to taking a bleach bath. And I was like, what?
Hmm.
Um, and then wait, hold on, I'll go down further. So basically, chlorine will remove the natural oils from your skin, which can result in a chlorine rash. It exacerbates symptoms of eczema, resulting in painful and itchy chlorine rash, and um, and just in general, it strips those oils, leaving them dry, red, and itchy. But I mean, I felt better within like 2 days, and I doesn't even. It was like kind of dry, and I don't feel like it's dry anymore. But I was also like putting on so much lotion, and I've also realized um I'm not a strong swimmer. I don't I'm not good at it.
Was never
I don't
taught.
You were never taught?
Mm-mm.
Can you
I
not
taught
swim at all?
myself.
Yeah, but you're not. Do you hold your nose?
No. Do
I hold
you?
my I hold my nose. Everybody made fun of me.
Yeah.
You have to
Correct.
understand, I've been going upstate to 4th of July, but every single picture of me, I'm either up to here in the water or I'm on a float. Because I don't like getting my hair wet. And B, I'm not good at it. Like I just get in to be less hot and then I get out and I kind of sunbathe. I have a real like 80s, like, beach babe vibes of like, I don't do water. I'm just here.
You got a real like ethnic girl solution to the
Yeah.
pool. It's like I don't get
I
my hair
don't,
wet.
I don't get my
Yeah,
hair
like
wet.
this took forever, and yeah, I just
It
want to
ain't worth
cool
it.
off and get out.
Yeah. So that's how I've always been. But Evan is a swimmer, and so is my sister. Both my sister and Evan are beach bums and swimmers, um and so Evan was determined to teach me how to swim without holding my nose. I did not enjoy it.
Because he
Um,
cannot sleep with a girl who holds her nose in the pool.
pretty much. And then I had to make lots of promises, and I can't dive, but he made me try to dive, which was terrible. But I think this is never really happened. Besides the fact that I've just been my eczema is traveling, but I don't think I've had this much issue with eczema and chlorine because I don't really
Go
get
in
in
the
the
pool.
water.
Yeah,
I don't really go in the pool.
yeah.
So
So the chlorine made it worse.
yeah.
Okay,
But they're saying there's some studies for some people that it makes it better because it gets
but
rid of the
not for
bacteria.
you. Was me like,
Yeah, no, it was not for me. So
okay.
my face, I was so bummed. My face was so uncomfortable and itchy for like 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah, it's better now.
good.
I don't feel like you can see anything.
I can't see anything,
Yeah,
but
thank you.
I mean it's Zoom, isn't it? It's okay, mine.
Yeah.
This actually comes from Johnny.
Ooh, a Johnny Google.
I bought some popcorn. I was like, "You want some popcorn?" He's like, "I don't really eat popcorn." I was like, "I'm gonna eat popcorn." And then because I was like, I bought the sweet kind also because they have sweet over here, like sweet popcorn, and they mix it, and it's like, and he's
Sweet
like, I
how?
don't it's sweet. It's sweet
I like
popcorn.
kettle corn. Kettle corn's
That's sort of
what's
yeah.
that
It's not
vibe?
like caramel popcorn, but it's sweet
Yeah.
popcorn.
Okay.
I bought the two together so that we could both enjoy, but apparently he doesn't eat that either. I didn't know. Anyway, I asked, well, he asked, he was like, why do like popcorn, why does popcorn pop at different times? Like, why isn't it just suddenly like they're all popped?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too, because I was like, oh, I never thought about it. Because I'm like, it just
Yeah, because they're all like do
like
do
they pop
do
when they're ready.
do
They're
do
like
do do.
people,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like it's like you're ready when you're ready.
Uh-huh.
So basically, I learned that like the kernels have like a hull around it, which is like serves as a water barrier. But some kernels either have too much water or too little water to pop, or there's a problem with the hull itself and that it's been compromised, and so the water gets out, so it doesn't steam properly to pop the popcorn. But I think
Okay.
it's the percentage of water that like is the reason you could put the same heat on different kernels of popcorn and some pop before others and some not at all. Because some people ask like the unpopped popcorn when you pop popcorn,
Hmm.
uh, can you repop that? And you can't because those kernels
Are compromised.
are compromised. And yeah, and then the this website also said that the unpopped popcorn kernels are called old maids or spinsters.
That's fucked. Fuck you.
Isn't it? Isn't it? And then
Fuck
the website was
you.
like, went on to be like, we don't know why. Okay, so it's not very clear where these nicknames for the leftover.
Maybe they didn't want to fucking settle down with trash. How about that?
Yeah. They don't dance for their dinner, all right? Um, this website claims to not understand why it's called that. It's like, I think you can guess. What is
That's
this
fun.
website anyway? Poptrepublic.com.
Yeah, you
Um,
would. You would popped Republic.
yeah. So
I
that's,
mean,
yeah,
yes. No, say what you're saying.
everything you needed to know about unpopped popcorn.
That is interesting. I was like, oh yeah, they do kind of do their own thing. It really is like a perfect metaphor for people, where it's just like you have some people need more pressure, some people
Hmm.
less pressure. Some
Hmm.
people are like, I don't care how much pressure you put on me, I'm staying here. I like
Yeah.
my house. I don't want to be eaten.
I think that analogy fell apart a bit. But yeah,
No,
I
of course. Don't eat me. No. I'm just saying some people never leave the house, right?
yeah.
Some people never move out. And it doesn't matter how much society makes fun of them. They're like, I like it here. My mom cooks for me.
And some are burnt and bitter.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are. They're like, I left. I made money. People still don't like me.
If you have a popcorn analogy, please write to us at twonondoctors@gmail.com. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
Bye.